Since when did we have to bow down to certain communities? Look, I'm Asian, I'm Vietnamese, okay? When we have our own communities too, and our communities thriving. You know, we have businesses. We've been here only what, less than 50 years since after the 1975. Our communities are thriving throughout the United States. If you look at our numbers, there's only about 2 million of us here in the United States. And out of that 2 million people that we have, majority of us have businesses, scientists, engineers, doctors, bright mind people that given back to this country more than we've taken. And we have never asked anybody to bow down or speak our language. Okay? Since when this stupid mayor of the little land pirate Somalian in Minnesota have to speak their language and apologizing for those pirates? Since when we have to do that? This is just a crook, and he's a Jewish dude. What a shame, you know? What a shame. What the wrong with him?
The American people have had enough. We have had enough. And I've come across so many clips of people acknowledging this and speaking openly about it. So contrary to popular belief, contrary to what mainstream media wants to push, the American people at large are tired of this nonsense. Illegal immigrants being in this country, first off, but then also immigrants coming to this country and not assimilating to our culture that we have here. We've had enough. We're done with it. We're done with it. And I got some clips to actually prove it because, you know, I always come with clips, baby. And, you know, I have them for days, as most of you know, because I drop typically 3 shorts every single day. And if you don't watch them, definitely check them out. You're missing out on some good stuff if you don't watch my YouTube shorts. But let's dive in.
Yeah, I certainly don't want Somalian immigrants living in my neighborhood or in this country for that matter. Like, I don't think anybody really does. In fact, most of the world doesn't provide the right kind of people that you would want immigrating to your country. When you accept immigrants, the ideal is you want someone who's hardworking, somewhat educated, ready to integrate into the culture and contribute meaningfully to the society. Most people applying to come to this country want to take advantage of the existing society that we have and just live in the land of milk and honey and just get ambient awesomeness. That's what most people want. Somalia is not a place that breeds these type of people who want to meaningfully contribute to our society. Now, are there some? Sure, but they're not the masses, right? And when you only have 1 million slots to let people come in and grant citizenship to and immigrate here to contribute, let's get them from places that already have cultures that align directly with ours, have work ethics that align with ours, education that align with ours, economies that align with ours. It makes more sense. We're trying to continue to make the United States a great country, and getting immigrants doesn't help that.
That's facts. That is 100% facts. We can't import the third world and not expect us to feel the effects of that, right? We should only be accepting the best and the brightest. There's no reason why we should be allowing people from these third world countries to come over here, or just any country in general, and to leech off of our system. If you are not a contributing citizen to the United States of America, you're not allowed in. You're not allowed in. We don't want this nonsense. We don't want to become Europe, which I'm going to be making a video on that later on Extra Rich. So make sure you guys go and subscribe to Extra Rich. Link is in the description. But we don't want to become Europe. We've seen how that how that looks, how that's going, right? And that is a route that we're not going down. The American people have spoken, and there's more.
Trump said, if you don't like our country, get the f out. He said they come from hell. Go back to where the f you came from. This is what Trump said. If you don't like America, leave. Ain't got to stand for that. Yeah, be hard on immigration. Be hard on all that coming over here for Americans making us look bad like we the enemy. No, you coming for us. We Americans. We live here. We born here. If you don't like our country, man, I feel like Trump feel. Get out. If you want to come over here and start complaining and whining about what's going on in America, how we treating people now, we treat Americans good. We love America. We didn't ask for this here. Y'all came invaded our land, our country, all that there. That's how I feel. If you don't like it, man, don't follow me, man. Because I'm going to tell the truth, man. Fuck them. That's just how I feel. Trump said them, I said them too. Go Trump. Man, I love all that. Make America great again. He is not wrong. He should have blew the boat up and blew that 2 more times behind it. I ain't saying kill nobody, but keep America safe. Too many drugs killing these kids out here, man. These grown too dumb doing them crazy ass drugs. Make America great again. Am I wrong? This Christian patriot, man.
You are not wrong. You are 100% right, brother. 100% right. It's facts. Let's keep it rocking.
If you want to come to this country, but you can't pledge allegiance to this country, go back to your goddamn home. The one you came from, stay there. Nobody wants you here. We need people who are willing to sacrifice their lives for this country, not people who are coming just because it's better. You know what I'm saying? Don't be sucking up the benefits of the United States if you're not willing to do the sacrifices, you know? And if you live in this country, you were born here, and you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? You can leave. Get out. Let somebody else who wants to be here, be here. You myself, man, go yourself. You know what I'm saying? And happy Thanksgiving.
You know, I just thought of something that he mentioned there. Maybe it should be a requirement that these individuals who want to come to America, maybe they should be required to serve in the military. That is the ultimate show of, hey, I am loyal to you. I'm willing to put my life on the line to become a citizen of your country. You know, and if it's like a whole family, you know, for example, a mom, a dad, some kids, well, the dad has to go serve in the military. We're not going to make the mom do it. Maybe. But the dad most certainly has to go serve in the military. What do you guys think about that one? Amongst other things as well, right? You got to assimilate. You got to learn English, okay? That should be standard. You shouldn't be coming here speaking your own language. I'm not saying that you can't ever speak your own language, but you do need to learn English so you can communicate with American citizens and you understand what our laws say. And if you're going to be on the road driving a vehicle, you need to learn how to read English, okay? So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know. Let's continue. Amongst other things as well. Those aren't the only 2 requirements that I have in my mind, but let's keep it rolling.
Listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it loud and clear. We don't care that Somalians are being deported. They're not our concern. See, I don't have no hate for nobody, right? But I do understand that we have groups over here or groups that inspired to come to America that don't like black Americans. Because, see, we the great people of society. So when they come over here, they already have some type of disdain towards us, and we ain't did nothing to these people. See, I've been to Minnesota. And when I was in Minnesota visiting my son, because he live up there, man, these Somalians are everywhere, and they rude. They act like you not there. When you speak to them, they look at you like you foreign. And I'm like, man, you in my country. Why you looking all stank? So get them out, Trump. Yeah, get them. Listen.
Big, you in my country. Get them out, Trump. Yeah, get them out. Get them out. Absolutely. Absolutely. And once again, let me know your thoughts and your opinions about all of this in the comments. If you guys agree, if you disagree, why or why not? All right? Let's keep it rolling because, you know, I got clips for days. When I say this stuff, I can always back it up with facts and evidence. Let's keep it rolling.
Oh, but genuinely though, this like whole illegal immigrant conversation is very interesting because I cannot believe that I live amongst people who actually think people shouldn't have to go through the proper processing in order to become a citizen to have the right to live here. Like, it doesn't matter how fast or how slow the system is or the process is. Like, why can't y'all follow rules? Like, it's a rule. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Like, I don't understand why you guys are acting like this is, like, a foreign concept. You can't go to any other country and do this. Do you know what I mean? You can't. So I don't understand how, like, genuinely, like, why is it a problem? Because it's breaking up families. Well, then you shouldn't have came here to begin with.
That's also facts. But another thing is it's a problem because it's Trump. That's why. Because nobody had anything to say when Obama was doing it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And this past Thanksgiving, I was so hoping that somebody wanted to debate with me or come at me about this illegal immigration stuff and Trump deporting people, because I was about to hit them with the hammer. You know what I mean? Not a literal hammer, but I was just gonna have them Google which president in U.S. history deported the most illegals, and we all know what that answer is. Liberals don't know, but we all know it's Barack Hussein Obama. So I'm telling you, I so wanted that moment so badly. I wanted anybody to say something crazy to me about Trump deporting illegals, and I was just going to hit him with that and walk away. Oh, man. I was waiting for it. Did any of you guys ever get that moment? Let me know.
And then the same people who have a problem with this are the same people that hate this country and think this is the worst country ever. Why would you want people to live in a country that you hate? You guys make absolutely no sense. And it genuinely it's really scary to witness this mental illness. On one hand, you guys hate the country, you think it's so bad, you think it's terrible, you think it's the worst country ever, it's so racist, it's so this, it's so that, they take away opportunities, it's so unequal, all these women, we're all oppressed, black people are oppressed, POC's oppressed, everyone's oppressed, everyone's so oppressed, but then, oh yeah, we want everyone to come in here, and everyone deserves to be in here. Why does everyone deserve to be in a country that sucks? Huh? That doesn't make sense. You guys need to really think about what you say. It doesn't make sense, right? Spell it out for me. Please explain why you think it's okay for people to be here illegally, for one. And for two, why are you in support of people being in a country that you think is the worst country on earth?
Nah, she brought up some great points. She brought up some really fantastic points there. If America is so bad, why do you want these illegals to be here? If it's so racist, if it's so this, if it's so that, if it's so terrible, why would you be advocating for people to come to a terrible country? It makes no sense. I think the way that I see it, in order to be a liberal, you have to be delusional. Or just not paying attention to politics at all. You just get little headlines here or there and just oh, well, that's interesting. Move on. But that's just my humble opinion about it. Y'all let me know what you think, man. Y'all let me know what you think. But I got one more clip and I'll let y'all get out of here. All right? Check it out.
With Somalians, and at this point I've watched a lot of interviews with Somalians, and at this point I'm fairly convinced that they are possibly the most arrogant people who've ever existed on the entire planet. But they're almost a little too arrogant. They say things that just don't naturally roll off the tongue, like this lady.
Yeah. It feels home. I keep telling, I used to say in 2001, whether you like it or not, we're here to stay. So the sooner you get used to us, the sooner we'll all get along. And, suck it up, what? We're here. We're Americans just like you.
The sooner you get used to us, the sooner we'll all get along. That's the sort of thing you're told as a kid when you're forced to be around somebody you don't want to be around at all. It's not the sort of thing you say to people whose country is giving you a new home. And naturally this comes into play with Ilhan Omar. Here she is after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, stating that his legacy as an American should be in the dustbin of history, but she should be in Congress.
But I am not going to sit here and be judged for not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind. That should be in the dustbin of history, and we should hopefully move on and forget the hate that he spewed every single day.
And as bad as that is, it's not as bad as this new clip of Ilhan Omar.
And I want to underscore the importance of using every single leverage that we have at our arsenal, because we do have a lot of leverage. We need to make sure that those who are collaborating with the authoritarian regime pay a costly price.
Should pay a costly price. I'm sorry. This woman from Somalia who married her brother is stating that anybody who's collaborating with the democratically elected Trump administration here in the United States should pay a costly price. There's just too much arrogance across the board. It's like they've got assurances that they're going to be okay no matter what they do. I'm starting to wonder if these people aren't just seriously shock troops imported by the globalists, who by definition think that our country needed to be refounded, that it was always wrong, and that it needs to be completely remade. And then all Americans who don't conform to that new ideal need to be in the dustbin of history. Because this has been a very long-standing, slow burn color revolution. It's been a coup organized around this new dogma of, obsessions with bigotry. Since Trump was elected, they've been throwing Ilhan Omar out front a lot. It's like they're using her for bait. But now she's talking about paying a price. How anybody who, quote-unquote, collaborated with our elected administration. And you just got to start worrying when somebody like Ilhan Omar is talking about consequences, that her and her gang of Somalians, who seem not worried at all, are talking about leveraging their power to bring about consequences for Americans for electing our own government.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to let y'all get out of here. It's so interesting how they say the Trump administration is authoritarian. But they ignored the Biden administration, forcing people to get the splooge put in their arm. Sure you guys remember that. They ignored the Biden administration, forcing people to wear those silly masks. They ignored the Biden administration, forcing people to stay in their homes. None of that was authoritarian. They ignored the Biden administration silencing people on social media because we had differing opinions on different topics of discussion. To the point where they kicked off the sitting president. They got rid of the sitting president off of social media. None of that was authoritarian. But Trump being duly elected as president is authoritarian? Explain that one to me, please. If anybody can explain that, please break it down for me in the comments. I would love for anybody to break that one down for me. Because I don't understand it. Because how could that not have been authoritarian? Especially when you had people like Gavin Newsom locking down his entire state, but he was out having dinner, shaking hands, and rubbing elbows with folks while he told everybody else they had to stay at home. And we have to suffer consequences. But people like Ilhan Omar want to call us Nazis and all of this other crazy stuff. But we have to suffer consequences because we elected, according to her, the wrong person. But we're the authoritarians, we're the Nazis, we're the fascists. No, it sounds to me like they are. You're punishing us because we didn't agree with you on who we wanted to vote for? Okay. You're punishing us because we chose to not stay at home and we wanted to leave the house and not wear the mask or not get the splooge? Okay. Does anybody else find that quite interesting? Because I know I sure do. But anyway, y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions about all of this. I just wanted to show that to you guys because contrary to popular belief, the American population at large is done with this BS. All right? Have a good night, y'all. Peace and love. I'm out.